Hello and a very warm welcome. I am Gushin Garland and you're watching Firstpost. In the next few minutes, I get you the top 40 updates from around the world, only here on Fast and Factual. Let's get started. First, and we bring you the latest from India, where just moments ago an Air India flight to London crashed near Ahmedabad Airport shortly after takeoff. Flight AI-171, a Boeing 787, was carrying over 240 passengers and 10 crew members. The jet went down in a residential area, triggering a massive blaze. Rescue operations are underway. Home Minister Amit Shah spoke to the Gujarat Chief Minister to take stock of the situation. He also assured central government support. Gujarat Chief Minister is now on his way to Ahmedabad to monitor the situation on ground.
पूरा ही गया हुआ
Next in from the United States, protesters in Los Angeles defied curfew yesterday amid heavy deployments of Marines and National Guard troops in the city. The Los Angeles police in riot gear bait and charged the violators, while the Los Angeles mayor reported minor arrests. With this, the anti-immigration crackdown protests entered a sixth day. And despite the fierce protests in Los Angeles, the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is continuing with its illegal immigration crackdown. The agency is still conducting raids across the U.S. The ICE raids have triggered protests in multiple American states. President Donald Trump has said he has no hard feelings for billionaire Elon Musk. However, he added that he was little disappointed about his fallout. The remarks followed the Tesla CEO's apology to the commander-in-chief. Musk apologized to Trump after the two had a massive online showdown. China has affirmed a trade deal announced by President Trump. Beijing said that both sides needed to abide by the consensus. The deal, which followed a phone call between Trump and China's Xi Jinping, brings a truce to a trade war between the two countries. Now moving to the war in Europe. Russian drones struck Ukraine's Kharkiv. The attack damaged an apartment block, school and kindergarten courtyard, said the city's mayor, adding that the strike injures at least 12 people, including children. Riots in Northern Ireland have continued for a third straight night, with violent clashes erupting in Ballymena. Protesters set fires and attacked police. The violence prompted security forces to deploy water cannons. The unrest was reportedly triggered by public anger over an alleged sexual assault of a teenage girl. Clashes broke out in Bolivia between followers of Bolivian ex-president Evo Morales and police clearing roadblocks. The violence killed 2 officers dead and wounded several others. This as supporters of Morales began blocking key roads on June 2. The blockade was to protest electoral authorities' refusal to allow the former president to run for a 4th term in August 17 elections. Supporters of former Argentinian President Cristina Fernández de Kirchner staged protests in Buenos Aires to oppose a top court verdict that upheld her 6-year jail sentence and banned her from holding public office. Her supporters damaged offices of 2 television stations. The violent protests also damaged several vehicles. The first ever video and images of the sun's south pole have been revealed. These images were captured by the European Space Agency's Solar Orbiter spacecraft in a joint operation with NASA. The orbiter clicked the sun's closest and most detailed images ever. The observations will help in understanding how the sun's field flips nearly every 11 years. Now on to some climate news. The Indian Meteorological Department issues a red alert for Delhi as temperatures soar above 45 degrees Celsius. This as severe heatwave conditions prevail in Delhi NCR, with mercury touches 45.5 degrees Celsius in some parts. The alert remains for today and tomorrow, with light rain possible on June 13th. The heatwave affects several northwestern states, including Rajasthan and Punjab. Heavy flood sweeps South Africa's Eastern Cape, killing at least 49 people. The tragedy unfolds in Matata, where raging water swept after a school minibus. 4 children are still missing as rescue teams continue searching. The floods follow days of relentless rain and snow. Next, in the United States, a wildfire is raging in California's San Bernardino County. The ranch fire burns over 4,200 acres in Apple Valley, destroying cars and a playground. Only 10% of the fire is under control. Firefighters continue to battle the blaze as hot, dry conditions fuel its spread. In southern Ohio, a nitric acid leak at a chemical plant triggers emergency evacuations. The highly dangerous fumes prompt evacuations in nearby roads. Officials confirm that there is no wider threat to neighboring areas. According to a report, the US government fires most staff of climate.gov. The website, run by NOAA, provides millions with reliable climate and weather data. The firing sparked concerns over political influence on climate information. On to business and tech news now. Global stock markets slipped as investors digested a benign US inflation report and uncertainty over the US-China trade deal. MSCI's Asia Pacific Index fell 0.3% earlier today, while Japan's Nikkei dropped 0.7% and Hong Kong's Hang Seng lost 0.74%. The US and European futures also dipped as market sentiment stayed fragile despite President Trump's claims of a great deal with Beijing. Japan's biggest power producer, JERA, struck new deals to buy US liquefied natural gas, signing long-term agreements covering up to 5.5 million metric tons per year. This comes as the company looks to diversify its global portfolio away from its reliance on Australia. Canada's Barrick Gold reportedly removed its Mali gold complex from this year's output forecast after the country's military junta blocked exports, detained staff and seized 3 metric tons of gold amid a contract dispute. Despite record gold prices, Barrick warned of a potential 11% hit to this year's earnings if the dispute isn't resolved. Beer maker Heineken announced a $2.75 billion investment in Mexico, including a new factory in the country's southeast with an initial capacity of 4 million hectoliters. The company says it has no plans to close existing factories, framing the move as a strategic expansion of operations in Mexico. Cheerios cereal maker General Mills is reportedly exploring a sale of its Häagen-Dazs ice cream stores in China, a move that could raise several $100 million. This comes as General Mills is in the middle of a broader corporate restructuring amid sluggish demand and inflation pressure consumer spending. Uber files a lawsuit accusing a Miami law firm and medical center of staging collisions to file fraudulent insurance claims against the company. The lawsuit details 5 allegedly staged accidents, with lawyers demanding up to $1 million per incident in damages. Carmaker Nissan supplier Marelli files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the United States, seeking to restructure nearly $5 billion in debt. Marelli secures $1.1 billion in new financing, with 80% of lenders backing the restructuring plan. Amazon strikes long-term deal with Talon Energy to power its data centers with nuclear supply. Talon will supply up to 1,920 megawatts of zero-carbon power to Amazon Web Services through 2042. The deal comes amid Amazon's growing demand for carbon-free energy to power its AI and cloud operations. NVIDIA says it will build its first AI cloud hub for industrial applications in Germany, targeting automakers like BMW and Mercedes. CEO Jensen Huang unveils plan for 20 AI factories across Europe aimed at boosting computing power tenfold within 2 years. Warrior Technology secured a valuation of $3.8 billion after the defense and space firm's shares more than doubled in the US debut on Wednesday. This signals a strong interest in the sector, expected to thrive under President Trump's administration. Moving to sports, and today we begin with cricket. South Africa sent Australia's first inning packing at just 212 runs on day one of the ongoing World Test Championship final. In response, South Africa too lost 4 wickets in the first innings at the Lordses. This as Mitchell Starc took 2 wickets while Pat Cummins and Josh Hazlewood struck 1 wicket each. And Australia's Steve Smith set a new world record at the Lord's ground after his 66-run inning against South Africa. The Australian has now scored most runs at Lord's by an overseas player. Smith has now accumulated 591 runs at the iconic ground from 10 innings, with 200s and 350s to his name. Indian veteran Ravi Shastri says he feels Virat Kohli deserved a better send-off from the Test cricket. In an interview, Shastri hailed Kohli as an ambassador for the Test cricket. He said, and I quote, "I feel sad that he's gone the way he has suddenly," end quote. Kohli announced retirement from Test cricket last month. He scored over 9,000 runs in 123 tests with 30 centuries and 31 50s. And in football, the official countdown begins for the FIFA World Cup 2026. Mexico City unveiled the countdown clock, marking 1 year ahead of global football's biggest event. FIFA World Cup is scheduled to begin from June 11 next year. It will be jointly hosted by 16 cities in 3 North American countries, including in the Mexico City. Ecuador secured their spot at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. This after they played a goalless draw with Peru and climbed up the qualifying ladder with 2 matches still remaining. Celebrations erupted in the capital Quito as Ecuador qualified for their 2nd straight World Cup. Manchester City confirmed the signing of AC Milan midfielder Tiani Reinders. The 26-year-old will join Pep Guardiola's side ahead of the Club World Cup. He joins on a contract until 2030 for over $62 million. In tennis, Indo-Belgian men's double pair Rohan Bopanna and Sander Gille entered Stuttgart Open quarterfinals. The duo beat a German pair 6-3, 5-7, 11-9 in their round of 16 clash. Meanwhile, the men's singles second seed Taylor Fritz advanced in the Stuttgart Open. He beat Quentin Hales in straight sets, and in the quarterfinals he will face Martin Fuchsowicz. Formula One governing body FIA bans team from exploiting any tyre cooling tricks from next year. This after the FIA amended its 2026 technical regulations. There has been an increased focus on tyre temperature management this season. McLaren in particular has been criticised for frequently using tyre cooling technologies during recent races. Formula One driver Lance Stroll was declared fit to race at his home Canadian Grand Prix. The Aston Martin driver was recovering from hand and wrist pain since 2023. Most recently, the 26-year-old missed the Spanish Grand Prix on June 1 due to his injury. And finally, from the world of showbiz, Beach Boys co-founder Brian Wilson dies at 82 in California. His family confirms on Wednesday. The musical genius behind Good Vibrations and Pet Sound shaped 60s pop with deep emotion and complex harmonies. His family says they are heartbroken and ask for privacy as fans worldwide mourn the loss. And it's official, Enrique Iglesias is set to perform live in Mumbai on October 30 at MMRDA Grounds PKC. This is his first India show since 2012, and tickets for this show will go live this June with special pre-sale offers for MasterCard users. Fans can expect a night full of hero, Bailamos swipes and 30,000 cheering hearts. Harvey Weinstein is found guilty of sexually assaulting Miriam Haley in a New York court. The jury acquits him on 1 count and remains divided on another. Loud arguments break out in court, forcing a private meeting with the judge. Deliberations will continue on Thursday. Meanwhile, Weinstein remains in prison as survivors welcome the verdict. Kanye West appears to embrace a new name as Ye Ye. Business filings in California name him Ye Ye in his Yeezy Ventures. The documents are signed by his chief financial officers, but no legal name change is confirmed yet. Kanye first changed his name to Ye in 2018. This current change in name could mark his next rebrand. And Netflix drops first look of building the brand series. It's the final project of singer Liam Payne. In this music competition, young singer audition online to form a band without meeting. The 10-episode series, which premieres on July 9, features Payne as guest judge. The show was filmed before his death and celebrates fresh talent and unseen connections. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us. I am Gushin Galan and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Stay informed and stay tuned to Firstpost.